NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite. Primetime is Miller time. And now, here's your host, Chris Berman.
Well, hello once again, everybody, and welcome to NFL Primetime for Week 8. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson. Not your normal Week 8 because it's not very often that we all, as football fans, get a chance to look in at sports history. You had a feeling it might happen today, but you realize that it only happens once a generation to the very best.
I think that we could feel it this morning. We all woke up. We were excited about the possibility that history would be made today. I think we anticipated it.
And we talked about the rushing mark and how it goes. Jim Brown did it in October at home in 1963 at Cleveland. Walter Payton did it at home in 1984 in October in Chicago. Would Emmitt Smith do it at home in 2002 in October in Big D? Emmitt Smith needing 93 yards against the Seahawks. So Mike Holmgren says, you know what? Maybe we'll give it to you right away, and then we can go on with our game. Because there's so much respect for Emmitt from everyone, opposing players, teammates, everybody watching football. And early on, with Chad Hutchinson starting his first game, Emmitt Smith wants to make it the game. 11 yards, 14 yards. Tom, in the first quarter, it was the Emmitt Smith show. It looked like he would get it before halftime.
And if you watched the way he was running, you could tell that there was a little bit of an extra adrenaline flow in Emmitt as well. He was ripping off these runs, 19, 12, 13, 14 yards, 55 yards at the end of the first quarter.
And he wore 4 different jerseys. He's going to keep one, give one to Jerry Jones of the Cowboys, give one to a charity, and give one to the Hall of Fame. Hopefully it would happen. This, no one wanted to see. Trent Dilfer, right? Achilles tendon torn seemingly just away from the play this season, and you hope it's not his career. Meanwhile, Emmitt needs 28 yards after this 9-yard run late in the third quarter. Bruce Consolidate, the offensive coordinator, going away from Emmitt. Seemingly, he's providing the defense. And then after that run by Emmitt, Joey Galloway gets a pass from Hutchinson, and we're tied at 7. So it's a 7-7 game fourth quarter. But wait a minute. Sean Alexander, one of the many backs certainly influenced by Emmitt. Growing up, we're sure. Touchdown 14-7 Seattle. Now let's get it back to Emmitt Smith. And here it is. He needs 10. He's got 11. Emmitt Smith has done it. He's climbed the mountain. Teammates, ex-teammates like Michael Irvin, current teammates. Emmitt, true Emmitt. The fans going nuts. They stopped the game. Emotional. All the coaches that have been with him for such the great days, his family. As Emmitt Smith has surpassed Walter Payton's record, 16-7-2-6. A guy that opened up so many holes through the years was Moose Johnson, the fullback. He's now an announcer for Fox. Meanwhile, after Emmitt busting off another long run, he fittingly scores a touchdown.
Number 150 of his career rushing.
What a nice, neat package. Now they only need one thing, a win. This is a scary moment. Darrell Jackson hit by Darren Woodson. Jackson suffered a seizure in the locker room, taken to the hospital after the game. And that hit and flag on Woodson. But the play and drive would lead to this Ryan Lindell 20-yard field goal. So the Seahawks win the game 17-14, but Emmitt gets the plaudits. A big win for the Seahawks. They hadn't done much winning. But Emmitt Smith with 109 yards, needing 93 to surpass Sweetness. A message from Connie Payton, Walter's widow. But first, here's the list. This is the list you need to see. We all knew, once upon a time, 12-3-12, Jim Brown. Interesting, he is still 6. We started to know and memorize, and young kids have, 16-7-26. Emmitt is now atop the mountain, and a message from Walter's widow.
Congratulations on your wonderful, wonderful accomplishment. I am so proud of you, Emmitt, not only for what you've done on the field, but how you've carried yourself off the field. Your hard work, your determination, your being true to the game are all a part of your success. My family and I are so happy for you, and I feel we're truly blessed for having you as our friend and a part of our life.
Today is a special day for me and my family and the Payton family. He is definitely a great man. And notice I say he is definitely a great man because his heart was as pure, his love for the game was as pure as it can possibly be, and he had such a great time playing it. I could see it in the way that he carried himself on the football field. The little bit of time that I spent with Walter inspired me to continue to go forward and chase after my dreams. And I'm glad and I was very thrilled to have the opportunity to do it right here in Texas Stadium where God can look down on us this day.
Yeah, we did it. We did it when he broke the record.
You know what? Well, our room, and this is nothing, but where we watch the games, and we got lots of people yelling and screaming at all the street, but never do 20 people in one room.
Applaud at one time.
The entire room just stopped. And Emmitt, we can only say congratulations to a great runner and a classier. I mean, you saw it right there, and the message from Connie Payton summed it up. And doing it doing it all with one team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think you put it in perspective. It is the big dog of NFL records, certainly, and couldn't go to a more deserving guy. And I don't even like to talk about greatest running back. I think when you talk about persistence and greatness over a long period of time, you're talking about Emmitt Smith. You know, you talk about the other guys in that top 10, anybody would want to have them. When you look at the numbers, we looked at the top 6 right there. If you're talking about power, I talk about Earl Campbell and Jim Brown. If you're talking about speed, I talk about the Tony Dorsetts, and O.J. Simpson was a world-class sprinter. He ran away from me. Earl Campbell ran over me. Didn't have the pleasure of playing against Emmitt Smith, but you can see what a great, not only a great player, I think Connie Payton said it very well, not only a great player, but a great person. So this is very deserving and very apropos that he gets the record from Walter Payton.
And humbling. He's humbled by what he has done because of who did it before him. And you know that every bit of what he said is just true. He's an old school football player and an old style runner. And as we progress here in NFL Primetime, we'll have plenty more reminisce and look back at some of the great runs in Emmitt's career because you can't see it enough because he now is #1 for all time.